This week, we bring in local comedians to share their hot takes on the week's most ridiculous stories. Now, up first, a Minnesota ice cream shop may have created a new tier of edible. BB Zito offers a pineapple express flavored ice cream with 50 milligrams of THC. Joining me to discuss, a good friend of the show and the black guy who tips, Rod Morrow. Your reaction to all of this?
Definitely sounds like the perfect munchie, because it's clearly it's like the solution to the munchies that you're getting as you're eating it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I never drank this before, but I'd imagine it's like how people say you can die from drinking antifreeze, where it makes you feel more thirsty. So you drink more of this antifreeze and you get, but this time it is the feeling that you want. You know, it's that edible high. I just don't want to know what it's like, you know, when it kicks in. I feel like after a pint of this, you won't be depressed anymore, but you might not show up for work the next day.
That's fair. But you know what? You raise a good point, because it is circular in terms of the munchies and you have ice cream, but it's also circular psychologically, right? Because you have the edible and you start thinking about all life's biggest problems.
I do wonder what happens if you have a bad trip and you just get really paranoid from a pint of ice cream.
And end up in jail. That'll be one of the things they take from you when you go into jail is a pint of this ice. We'll go ahead and freeze this for you so you can have this on your way
Put
out.
this in evidence.
How would you like this compared to like a regular edible, like a gummy or a brownie?
So I think I would rather have a regular edible, something that you just hit the one time,
right?
And you know what the dosage is and you leave it alone. I personally have no self-control with ice cream. The serving size for a jar Talente is a jar Talente. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't need this danger in my house.
Our next story is from our favorite county, AKA Virginia's Florida, AKA Stafford County. A 56-year-old woman was arrested after deputies say there was some sort of disturbance. Then she sprayed her neighborhood with a hose, which is apparently a crime. Didn't help that they tried to run away when deputies got there, but was eventually charged with assault and battery and released on bond. What did you make of all this?
Maybe it's just a throwback to the 60s. You know, she was missing the civil rights era and decided to take it back to the water hoses on them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say this. I have smelled some things that I wanted to hose off. Okay. I've smelled some folks that I wanted to hose off. I've not felt the audacity, the unmitigated gall to make that move myself. And if she was deciding to be the change that she wants to see in society, who am I to stand in her way?
With global warming, I feel like we'll be looking back fondly at this in 2 or 3 years. Like, remember when you could go to your neighborhood, act a fool, and somebody would hose you off with some water? Those were the days.
I need to know the victim's hygiene level before I judge this person. I need to know.
We need a Ring doorbell cam of this situation.
Yes. And by the way, while we're on the topic, I love that we're at an era now where even if you see Ring doorbell footage, you can still only believe it like 60% of the time. People do whole skits and sketches through the Ring doorbell camera now. I was like, wow, so we can't even believe the Ring now?
I know. Honestly, man, the internet has become so good at subterfuge. I have to find a corresponding news article for everything now before I put any reaction, because you know it is like man has emotional support gator, and you're like, I doubt it.
Right. All right. If the theme of our monologue was people are not to be trusted, I would say the theme of our Pass the Mic, edibles not to be trusted. In fact, what do you trust more, people or edibles? Sounds like a Twitter poll. You want to hear more from Rod? Check out his podcast, The Black Guy Who Tips. He's also a writer for Game Theory with Bomani Jones on HBO.